These are hands down the most brutal and absurd feeding clips in the wild. An absurdly huge bird is perched on a thin, swaying branch. A tiny reed warbler, stretching up on its tiptoes and flapping its tired wings, struggles with all its might to cram food into the giant's beak. The mouth gapes open like a bottomless pit, wider than the warbler's entire head. But the warbler, seemingly tireless, makes trip after trip. She even climbs onto the bird's back just to shove the food deep into that blood-red maw. And the most insane part, the warbler doesn't get a single second's rest after delivering the meal. The huge bird flaps its wings, hurries her along, and even pecks at her, forcing her to fly off immediately for the next helping. It's nothing like nursing a chick. It's more like a ritual offering to a monster that never stops growing. But the most shocking truth is that this baby, the warbler, is raising, this gaping giant of a bird, is actually a cuckoo chick. And what's more, he is the very enemy who murdered her own children. And this cruel scam began even before the nest was finished. The trap had already been set. Let's rewind to 1 month ago. A pair of cold eyes watches from the shadows of the bushes, tracking their every move. As it turns out, it's a female cuckoo, the very one we all know so well. Patiently and without any rush, she waits for the warbler to finish building the nest before launching her next plan. Before long, the mother warbler lays 4 eggs. But this is where the mother cuckoo hits her first snag. The warbler has a remarkable memory. She remembers exactly how many eggs she has and the unique patterns on their shells. To pull off this perfect deception, the mother cuckoo waits for the perfect moment. And once the warbler leaves the nest to forage, that's when her chance finally comes. She swoops down in a flash, strikes the nest, and uses her pointed beak to spirit away one of the eggs. Then, in just 10 seconds, she quickly lays her own egg and vanishes from the crime scene instantly. When the warbler returns, she doesn't notice a thing. The mother cuckoo's conspiracy has succeeded. The patterns and color of her egg are virtually identical to the warbler's. The only clue is that the cuckoo's egg is literally a fraction of a millimeter larger. Even though the warbler is capable of spotting an intruder, after a brief moment of hesitation, she still falls for the perfect counterfeit. Ultimately, she begins to brood the egg as if it were her own. The sting was a success. What's even more incredible is that the cuckoo doesn't just plant her eggs with anyone. This is parasitism with strict individual selection. Different cuckoo populations deliberately mimic specific host species. To increase its chances of survival, the cuckoo chick always hatches 12 to 48 hours earlier than the warbler's own chicks. It's all for the sake of grabbing that first bite and securing a vital source of energy. Although the newborn cuckoo weighs only 3 grams and hasn't even opened its eyes, its killer instinct is already kicking in. Specifically, it begins to carry out its first cold-blooded directive, to clear out the nest. As soon as its back touches any object, it instinctively arches and shoves the obstacle out with its weak but persistent little back. It tosses all the rightful inhabitants overboard, dooming them to fall to their deaths. And this slaughter happens even while the mother warbler is right there in front of him. He carries out this madness without a moment's hesitation.